Good morning, ambitious business owners. Welcome to Wednesday. Should have been a Tuesday, so apologies that this live is a day late. The sweet irony of it was I was actually tied up helping a business to sell a high ticket item into retail, which is very appropriate because that's what today's live is all about. Considerations for selling a high ticket item into retail. Now, I've covered recently on a live about selling into retail, so I'm not going to go through all the generic considerations. I'm just going to focus on products that are sort of $300, $400, $500 plus, because there are a few other considerations that you need to think about. The process is the same in terms of all the preparation behind selling into retail, which, as I say, I covered in a previous live. So today I'm just going to talk about when it's a high ticket item, $500 plus, because there are a few things you need to think about. Now, what you need to do is very much put yourselves into the shoes of your potential customers, which you should be doing anyway when you created or sourced the product that you want to sell. And this is going to be very important because you've got to be able to communicate to a retailer, the not just the features of the product, but the benefits. And we've talked about features and benefits before. And this is crucial. Because for a high ticket item, a customer's going to want to know, they've got to justify the cost. It might be a considered purchase, something that they don't just impulse buy and buy on a whim. They're browsing and they happen to drop $1,000 on a product. They're going to perhaps think about it. They're going to research it. So it's very important that you can communicate the value of your product. And that might be compared to similar products on the market, so justifying why yours is more expensive. How do you communicate the quality? What is it about it that makes it more valuable? Is it how it was designed, where it was designed? Is it the materials that it uses? Is it using organic, sustainable, eco-friendly? What are the features that contribute to its quality and therefore its high price ticket? Customers will want to know. And if you're using maybe a more unusual, lesser known material, then you need to communicate what that is so that they can understand the value of it. And this came up yesterday with one of my clients who's using a product that isn't particularly well known in Australia and used. And very much the customer wanted to understand more about it. Is it more durable? Is it weatherproof? Does it last? If it lasts, how long does it last? They want to understand the quality of it. Because as I say, if you're spending a lot of money on something, they want to know it's going to last. They want to know that it's something special or unique that can't be found somewhere else, or there's an equivalent that's cheaper. They need to understand the quality of it. And the retailer will want to know that too, because they've obviously got to sell it. One of the other things you might want to consider is your sort of warranty or returns process. Because again, for a high ticket item, if it breaks or something happens to it or doesn't do what it says on the wrapper, for a high ticket item, people are going to expect that it's either got some sort of warranty with it, or that they can return it easily, it can be replaced, it can be repaired, whatever is relevant to your product. So you must consider what the warranty is. And again, when you're communicating the quality of something, if you're saying it's going to last, what do you mean by last? Are we talking a year, 10 years, 30 years? What's your expectations? Because again, that adds value and communicates quality of a product if they know it's going to last. A bit like going into an electrical store and looking at two different fridges. One of them's got a 5-year warranty. One's the standard 1 year. It's got and then it tells you all about the extra features and what makes it more quality, and the features and benefits of it. So think about how you communicate those features and benefits, how you communicate the quality of it, how you justify the high ticket price. Again, if it's something handmade, that's important to share. If it's handmade, homemade, if it's handcrafted, whatever it is, you need to explain all of this so that they can justify the cost. Then there's the warranty issues. Then it's going to be more on the customer experience. How is the product packaged? How is it presented? And are there accessories that comes with it? Are there things that you can upsell as part of it to add to it, or something that they could buy later on? Is there a sort of a dust bag with a product, a particular case to keep it in? This will vary depending on what your product is, of course. So really think about how it can be presented to the retailer. You want to show them how it's presented and show them the whole customer experience. Now, it may be that it's not all going to be packaged as if it was being sent, because the retailer may just be popping it into a bag. Hi, Samantha. But if you were shipping it, how is it going to look? How is it going to be presented? So all these considerations for high ticket items, you've got to communicate the value of this product. Knowing any equivalents on the market and any competitors or similar products is useful, because quite often a retailer will want to know that. They may want to know if they've got exclusive rights in a particular area or region for your product. Because again, if the market's flooded with them, all of a sudden it starts to devalue and it's not as attractive. If it can only be found in 2 or 3 stores in New South Wales, or it's not available heavily discounted on somebody else's website, then that again communicates the quality and the uniqueness of your product. It's not just sold anywhere, it's exclusive to certain stores and that sort of thing. And again, that you will select those based on your brand. If it's something that fits well into a David Jones, or maybe it's in an independent boutique, or maybe it's only in particular online stores, you need to consider where you want to position your product to communicate that high ticket price. So giving as much information as you can to the retailer about the product is going to be important, because, as I say, a customer dropping $1,000 plus is going to want to ask questions. They're going to want to know about it if it's not something they're familiar with, and it's something a bit different, or they wouldn't normally spend that much on that particular type of product. You've got to be able to give as much information as you can so that they can make that decision. It may be something that they want to take measurements of first, so having all that information available is important. Dimensions, capacities, showing how it looks size-wise, being held or used or worn or whatever the product is. As much information as you can so that they can make a decision. Showing it in action, showing how it works if there's moving parts, what to do if you need a replacement aspect of it. All of that information is useful. So I know we've got some retailers in this group who sell high ticket items. So you guys, please feel free to jump in if there's something you've perhaps been approached with. This is my experience, both selling into retail and being on the other side as a retailer. So any tips you guys have got would be fantastic if you want to put them in. Those of you listening or listening afterwards, as ever, any questions, pop them in, and I'll jump back in and answer your questions. And of course, if you want to talk specifically about yours, you can always book in a call with me. So thanks, guys. Oh, and I'll pop the link for my diary in there if you want to have a one-on-one chat. Thanks, guys. Lovely to see you. Sorry this was a day late. My apologies. I will be back next Tuesday with another topic. If you've got a topic that you want me to cover, please let me know. Message me, email me, post in here, and I will add it to my list of live topics. Thanks, guys. See you all soon.